Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah from The Charming Detroiter. If this is your first time here, welcome. I run a lifestyle blog where I talk about all things food, fashion, travel, home decor, lots of stuff. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, be sure you hit that big red subscribe button below so you don't miss any of my videos. All right, so it is my favorite time of the year, second favorite time of the year, Christmas obviously. It is fall, I've got my cup of coffee, and I am ready to talk all things home decor. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my walkthrough of our home decor for the 2021 season. I have reused a lot of stuff from last year, but I've also picked up some new things that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm gonna kind of do it a little bit differently than I did last year. I'm actually gonna do a walkthrough and kind of walk you guys through each room, showing you some highlight photos and some highlight videos of each room. Everything will be linked in the description box below, so you can easily access those products if they fit with your own home style decor as well. For any of the products that are from previous seasons, I will try and find either the exact product or very similar products for you guys as well. All right, so we have a lot of ground to cover, so without any further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, so starting first with the exterior of our home, I always love to put together like a nice floral display for the front door area to kind of welcome guests to our home. I always love mums, very classic. Each year I like to kind of switch up the colors that I'm using and sort of the scheme in terms of the color scheme of the decor. So this year I went with like this really lovely magenta and like kind of this deeper, richer red color as well. And then of course I rounded it all out with a variety of different pumpkins. I love to pick different shapes and sizes and colors and, you know, kind of textures of the pumpkins, which I think is really nice to give it kind of like a lot of interest. I like to use different like containers to, you know, put the flowers in or the pumpkins or the gourds or whatever I'm kind of putting out there for decor. I actually use these old like crates. I think they're like apple crates or something if I'm not mistaken, but they're old kind of vintagey wooden crates from for produce or something back in the day. And I love the way that the pumpkins look in these. I love the way that the mums look in these. So I think that's a really nice way to add some, you know, texture to the display. And then I also used some of my vintage Crocs. I always love pulling those out like all year round. There's so many different uses that you can have for them. I think they're a great investment to pick up some of these older vintage pieces. So I'll link some below. A lot of times you can find them like on Etsy or like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, those kinds of places. The last thing outside that I love is our wreaths. So we have these two matching like wheat wreaths. I picked these up a few years ago, but there's a lot of similar styles every year. So I will definitely link some of those below for you guys. I love these because they're a really nice, classic, clean, simple, beautiful, modern farmhouse kind of vibe. You can dress them up. I actually like to put like some little clip-in bats in there for Halloween. So they're really fun and they're perfect for using in the fall. All right, moving on into the foyer. So there's a lot of stuff that I like to put in our foyer because it's sort of like the entryway of our home, and I feel like it's always a really fun place to kind of switch up the decor on a seasonal basis. So I do have this large oversized basket that I picked up over the summer from CB2. I absolutely love this basket. When it came to my house, I was like, this is way too large. What am I gonna do with this? I think it's actually the perfect piece for underneath the bench in our foyer. So I put it there, and this season I'm actually putting some of my felt pumpkins in there, some other kind of foliage, a cozy blanket and pillow, and I think it'll be actually really fun to kind of switch that out seasonally. I also used a new wreath on our like little window pane display. So we have like this wooden kind of window pane display on the wall, and I like to switch out that wreath depending on the season. I picked up this really cute one from Target. It's from the Hearth and Home line from Magnolia, and it's so like nice and simple. Moving on to our foyer table. So I always love to switch out this decor. I have this like little cute pumpkin patch tray that I picked up a couple years ago at Hobby Lobby. So I'll try and find some similar trays to link for you guys below. I think leaning this tray against the wall is kind of a cute way to add some little fall like touches here. Another way you could do that is actually with just like a sign. They have a lot of cool like fall type of signs like with phrases and autumn kind of vibes on them. I also have this large vase here that I picked up a couple of years ago, so it is a little bit older, but I do love to switch out the foliage here. I think this is a good way to give some height to the display on the table, and so in the fall I really love to put these like sort of cotton branches in there, and then I'll switch it out for the winter and kind of seasonally. So because it's fall and because I'm obsessed with fall, there are pumpkins everything all over our house, and so of course I'm going to have some in the foyer in addition to some of those felt pumpkins. So I picked up these ceramic white pumpkins from Pottery Barn a couple years ago, and I absolutely love them. I love putting them on the table out here. They're a very nice, clean, kind of neutral color, so it's perfect for a modern farmhouse vibe, so you can bring that kind of like pumpkin-y fall feel in, but without having to be like an actual pumpkin color. So I think that's really nice. Of course I have a fall scented candle here as well. My husband might murder me if I put one more pumpkin scented candle in our house, but it's worth it because it's my favorite. So that's another kind of nice way to add some nice touches for the fall. Moving on into our dining room. So in our formal dining room, I don't do a lot of decorating in here yet except for Christmas. This is sort of a space that's in transition. So we have a lot of projects that are still kind of in the works in there. So like new dining table, we're putting shiplap on the walls. Like there's a lot of different things going on. And so I haven't quite figured out what I want to do for decor in here. But right now I'm keeping it really simple. I just filled up one of my vintage dough bowls with these really cute black pumpkins. So these were actually originally like regular colored pumpkins, but I really couldn't find anything that I wanted in terms of like just some simple, very clean, classic pumpkin shape, but like matte black, which I thought gave it kind of like a modern vibe for the fall and not too like in your face pumpkin. So I actually spray painted these back like a couple years ago, I think it was, for like a Thanksgiving tablescape. And I'll actually link that below because it was on my blog at the time. I thought these were so cute, and so I reused them this year. I just kind of put them in this big dough bowl. I think it really gives a nice kind of natural, neutral feel to the space. All right, so next up, the kitchen. One of my favorite places to decorate for each season. So in terms of our kitchen table, kind of our everyday eating space, I kept it really simple. So I use this lovely oversized vase. I love a good oversized vase just like by itself on a kitchen table. I think it's a really nice kind of clean vibe. And then just kind of switching out whatever you want to put in there in terms of flowers or like floral decor elements. So for the fall, I actually put like a bouquet of wheat in there. I think it kind of vibes off the wreath that we have outside as well. And it's a very nice kind of simple display for the fall. Moving on into the kitchen, I think one of the easiest ways you can kind of switch out decor easily and for like not too expensive between the seasons is with your linens. And so I like to switch out our kitchen towels actually. So I actually have like a set of kitchen towels that I'll pull out of storage for each season. So I have some really beautiful fall colored ones with some plaids and some beautiful deep oranges and yellows and such, and pumpkins on a few of them here and there. And so I'll pull those out for the fall season. I always like to look at the section at Home Goods because I think it's a really easy and inexpensive way to kind of spruce up your kitchen for the season. The other thing that I like to do in the kitchen is switching out our decor on our island. For the fall, I actually thought it'd be really fun to switch it out and put like a tray there with like a nice candle and some other decor elements for the fall. This wooden tray was actually a wedding gift for us, and so I love it. I absolutely love displaying things on it. I use it for charcuterie board and all kinds of stuff. So for the fall, I thought I would display it with a nice tall vase with some of these beautiful branches from Target, and then a beautiful little pumpkin for a little bit of texture, natural kind of vibes. Of course, I also put in a pumpkin scented candle. I think the whole thing is really nice and simplistic while still having that autumn kind of style there. All right, so last up is our family room. I think one of the easiest ways that you can switch out decor for the season is with pillows. I actually wrote a blog post a while back about why I love a gray sofa. I think it's the perfect neutral color, and so I would always recommend picking out a neutral sofa because it's more of an investment piece that you're gonna have for a while, and then switching out the pillows can be a really fun, much less expensive way to kind of switch things up for the season. So I love to switch out the pillows. I pick up a lot of mine at Home Goods and at Target. I will link some of the ones below, but I like to try and go for like different textures and different styles, different kind of patterns and such, but ones that all kind of fit together in terms of the theme that I'm looking for or the color scheme. So for the fall, it's a lot of like whites and neutrals and beiges mixed in with like tan and orange kind of hues for this season. And of course I can't help myself, but you have to have a pillow with some words on it, right? In addition to pillows, of course, is blankets. I love using some of my more plaid style blankets in this season. And then also, of course, you can put some color in here. So I also have an orange blanket that kind of matches some of the orange tones for this season. The last thing in the family room is our fireplace. So our fireplace is definitely like a work in progress. If anybody knows me in real life, you know how much I dislike our fireplace. We have a lot of great plans for it to turn it into a much more functional space with more storage and still a nice kind of cozy fireplace vibe. But for right now, I'm trying to at least take advantage of the space that we do have in terms of kind of making that a really fun fall vibe. So this is actually a space where I like to put a lot of pumpkins, and I like to really switch up kind of like the textures and the styles of each pumpkin. So I have like felt pumpkins, wooden pumpkins, more of those kind of woven or natural like straw kind of pumpkins, and I kept everything sort of in a neutral color scheme, and so that really helps to kind of pull everything together while allowing for a lot of those different textures to give the display depth. So I love the way that this looks this year. You know, hopefully in the future when we have like a true mantle above our fireplace, we'll be able to kind of style that a little bit similarly too. A really nice way to kind of spruce up these displays too is to add little bits of foliage. So for example, I used some faux leaf branches I just picked up from like Michael's or wherever to kind of tuck underneath some of the pumpkins to bring in some of that outdoor kind of fall vibe. So then I actually forgot the coffee table as well. We like to put kind of a display there too. So I'll usually put some kind of floral elements, some sunflowers or some other kind of fresh flowers, or I'll use some branches, some like oversized kind of branches that I get from the store. And then I'll actually put a pumpkin here too to kind of give it a little bit of fall vibe, and then a fall candle. So very similar kind of setup to in the kitchen. I think that's a really nice kind of simplistic way to spruce up the area without having to switch out too many elements from your other seasonal decor. All right, so that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I always love sharing my fall home decor. Really, I like sharing all of my seasonal home decor with you guys because I am a sucker for seasonally decorating. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up below. That helps other people like you find my video too. And once again, if you like this video, be sure to hit the big red subscribe button below so you don't miss any of my videos. Until next time, happy fall, friends.